Peace in, folks. How you doing? Use the force. Positive mental attitude. You know how we do. So, no, I will not be silent. No, I will not be compliant. No, I will not be reliant, and fucked if I'm going to be dominated. Silence leads to compliance. Compliance leads to reliance, and reliance leads to dominance. Let's think about this for a moment. I'm going straight in. Right. One of the things that bothered me about the, I don't know whether to call it spiritual movement or what, but that's where I'm getting the vibe from, is this whole anyone who's not, how to say it, because they say it in so many different ways, right? Basically, it's like cut everyone out that's no good to you, right? Now, to a degree, if you've got people around you that are bringing you down, I do believe you should not have them in your lives, right? Now, that can be a temporary thing. One of my nearest and dearest, I don't see at the moment, and I do hope it's a temporary thing, but that depends on him. It depends on what action he chooses to take moving forward, right? I don't want people vibrating in low frequencies. I don't want people acting out of fear and having that around me. But to my actual point, I truly believe, and it seems pretty obvious to me, and I've felt this way for some years, that if we do not say no, right, and demand more transparency from the ruling classes, right, from those that are pushing for a second wave. Right, now let me say this to you. There are people out there that don't believe this second wave's coming. I say this to you, when the second wave comes, I want you to go back over my videos. I want you to start watching them. I want you to start taking a journey inside, and I want you to start questioning everything. Because it looks pretty obvious when you look down the line, when you follow the domino effect of action and reaction, right? Manipulation and action, right? When you objectively look at this, looks like society is heading in a direction I'm not interested in even visualizing in my head. So I create pictures of community gardens. I create pictures of caring communities where the elderly are not in, where the elderly are in comfortable states and comfortable living for their retirement, where is paying for food really that necessary? It's something that Ralph Smart says that I completely agree with, and that is, when you look around the planet, we're the only creatures paying for food, and it's not like we're just paying with money, right? We're paying with our valuable time. We're paying with our vision. We're paying with our freedom. So, it seems pretty obvious to a lot of people around the world, right, that there is a grab for power, and that power is over us. I can't say why. I'm not a seer. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm just a guy who's got informed and who already distrusted the system we live in, right? And I speak of the system, I speak of the ruling classes, the corporations that dominate our everyday, that dominate the high street, right? Because when you follow most companies like McDonald's, like Boots, like Curry's, pick a company, right? Unless it's really small, family run, right, it tends to be, right, anything on the high street, right, or even Tinterweb, right, on Tinternet, right, you follow the chain back up and they go into mothering companies, the Bilderberg Group, you know, stuff like that. These are real power players, right? It's not a joke thing, and they want more control, you know. We don't need to give them that. We don't even need to focus on that. What we do need is to take back our self-awareness, is to take back our education, is to take back our sovereignty, right? And from that position, we are far more informed on the choices we're going to make, on what we're going to let happen, on how we're going to act. Are we just going to act out of fear? Or are we going to act from a place of informed love and be strong? You know, I believe in balance. I made the video yesterday. I'm all about balance because I believe from that point, like, I'm mad as a motherfucker. Right? I'm mad as a hatter, but I'm also mad as a motherfucker right now. But I keep myself centered. I pull it in, Unless I need to pop at someone, I don't. And if I do need to pop at someone, I pop at them. It's my choice. Right, but I'm not just rah. There is this backwards, raw. I'm raw as a motherfucker. Backwards, it's war. I wish it wasn't, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like there's a war going on, and we, me and you and the rest of us, humankind, is what's at the bidding. So, I've donned my wolf cap, and I speak out, and I channel all my energy into making sure that I can live with as little as I need to, and that I can get out what I need to. Music, from my mouth speaking. If this second wave comes, which is ridiculous, like, I don't know anyone. I don't even know of anyone that knows anyone that I've heard of, that I've seen anywhere. I saw one post on social media that I thought could have been related to COVID through a friend of a friend, but it was really fucking vague and I'm not entirely sure. But if it was that fucking bad after the BLM march in Brighton, whatever I happen to feel on the Black Lives Matter movement at the moment, which isn't that great, it seems separatist. I thought it was gonna, I thought it would be more unifying, but it seems more separatist to me. So I'm not really that, I'm not down with it. You know, I am an all lives matter person. I'm also into equality, and I'm also aware of the suppression that brown skinned people have been through, but I'm also aware of the suppression that us pinky beige people have been through, and I'm also aware of the oppression that the, you know, Oriental area has been through, and everyone that's been fucking touched by the builders of society, or less even the builders but more the dominators of society, because I think the first builders of society had a better ends in mind and it got infiltrated. But that's a whole load of shit I can't prove. It's just a feeling I've got, right, based on shitloads of research. So my point is, if you are silent and you are then just compliant, you will even more so become reliant on what you have been compliant to, and then they will be dominant, right? I like to rhyme things, you know I do. It's my bag, baby. Much is balance. So I can't just say, peace and love, let's just don our beads and meditate in a field. Yes, let's do that. But let's stand up and go, fuck no, hell no, and no, no. Right? Because if we keep giving away, and when I say we, I mean you, anyone who goes into a shop wearing a mask, right, you are giving up the rest of our freedoms, right? The more people that are seen with masks, the more people that comply, right, the worse the infringements on our free will become. Now, I'm fully aware that our free will to some degree has been subjective to perspective, but I say this, the more we simplify our lives, right, simplify to unify, right, nature's pretty simple really, and it's unified, right? Nature can be ugly, but it can be beautiful, but it's not what we've been guided to. I just watched a video on YouTube, or I shared, not on YouTube, on Instagram, from Seb Eubank. It was a very powerful video, and it inspired me to speak. So the more we give up our free will, the more we just say, oh, yes, okay, I'm going to do that because I'm scared because of X, Y, Z. I don't want to pass this, that or the other. Pass what to who now? Because I'm not being funny with you. There's no spike in COVID in Brighton after that BLM march. In fact, there was no spike. There has been so many large gatherings of people, and so many people I know that during lockdown were not social distancing, they were just being social behind closed doors, right? And then, you know, they go out into public and all of a sudden they've got to be a certain way because they don't want the judgment or condemnation. Fuck judgment. Fuck what anyone thinks of anyone else. It's a matter of getting informed. It's a matter of being aware. Where are all the dead cops? That is a very fair thing that I am saying. They're not there because COVID is not what it's been fucking made out to be. It's not what it's been made out to be, and what it is can be dealt with. Doesn't need a vaccination. Doesn't need new laws being forced in so that everyone's got to have their faces read to go somewhere. Oh yeah, but John, I'm not a criminal. I've got nothing to worry about. It doesn't matter about that. It's not about whether you're a criminal. It's about your free will. It's about your children's free will. It's about your grandchildren's free will. It's about other people, not you. This is not about me. I don't give a fuck. I'm signing out. Right? My plan's in place. I won't be living in buildings. Right? I'm not saying everybody's got to do the same as me, but I'm fucking hitting the road, Jack, and I ain't coming back no more, no more, no more, no more. I'm making sure I'm free and separated from this, and I think everybody should get themselves to a point where they are more reliant on themselves than they are of the system, right? This is why I think community gardens is a good idea, and I'm looking to try and get that going. But we need to be aware of what laws are being changed and what's happening to our free will. Otherwise, it's going to keep getting restricted. The restrictions won't lift. They're only going to make it worse. Look at all the glass shields they've put up in every shop, yet you've still got to wear a mask. You've still got a social distance, but yet now you've got to wear a mask as well. Talk about flattening the curve. The curve was flattened. It was never as bad as what they thought it was going to be. All deaths that were being marked, anything that had COVID on the death certificate was being put forward in the stats. It's time to be objective and observant. I've got to say, use the force, positive mental attitude, be kind with your thoughts and keep loving your hearts, and let's get it. Get what, John? Awareness, of course. Peace in.